Hi, my name's Ashley and I'm here to share my It Gets Better video. I'm 30 years old. I grew up in rural Queensland in a town called Mackay. I found it tough in my adolescent and teens going into high school. I dealt with a lot of depression and anxiety. My mum took me to a psychologist for a while as I was dealing with the fear of public scrutiny, is how we put it. But it was a feeling of butterflies in my stomach whenever I went out to like a busy shopping centre or to school, and as a result I did miss a lot of high school. I found high school tough. Once we got into years 8, 9 and so on, I had a close group of friends, but they started coupling off and everyone was getting girlfriends. And I had a girlfriend, my first and last girlfriend, and she used to write me notes in science and want to go and catch up on the oval at lunchtime, and I would avoid her. I'd go to the library, I'd do anything to stay away, and because I know what happened out on the oval, just over the hill past the teachers, couples would go to kiss, and at the time I didn't want to do that with the girl, but I didn't want people to know that I didn't want to do that with the girl, and she ended up breaking up with me. Towards the end of primary school and leading into high school, I had a lot of sick days. I would actually physically be sick. I'd have fever, glands up, and I missed a lot of school. And little did I know, in a handful of years to come, when I would come out to my mother, she would take it great, and all those feelings as a weight lifted off my shoulders, all that kind of anxiety and getting sick went away, and I was okay. I'll tell you about coming out to my mum. I was at home, I was about 18. I was crying in my room. It just was all getting too much. I was getting homeschooled by that stage, not going to school, didn't have much friends in the small town I was living in. We were on the mid-north coast of New South Wales by then. And Mum came into my room and I was crying, and she hugged me and said, "It's going to be alright, it's going to be alright." And I was flooded with anxiety and nerves, and I said, it's not going to be alright. I've got something to tell you." And she sat down, and I couldn't bring myself to actually say it, so I gave her she went and made a coffee, and then she came back in, and I'd written on a piece of paper, and I said, "You've got to promise me that you can't hate me after you read this." And she's like thinking, probably going through her mind, has he killed someone? Has he robbed a bank? What's the go? And she said, "Yeah, of course." And she took the piece of paper and stared at it for a while, and I'd written, "I'm gay." And she read it, and then the first thing she said to me was, "Are you sure it's not a phase?" Which I always find funny, because it's like, if you're going through the phase and you're the kid, 18 or whatever, how are you going to know if you're going through a phase? You're in the phase. So, but I was pretty sure by then that it wasn't a phase, and I said, "Look, no, it's not a phase." And she was kind of puzzled for a bit. I'm sure she's thinking over stuff of when I was little and different things that had happened. And she turned to me and she said, "But what about Buffy?" I had posters of Sarah Michelle Gellar on my wall, and I still am a big Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan, and she obviously thought I had a thing for her. And I said, "Well, Mum, you watch Home and Away and you don't have a thing for Alf Stewart." And we both had a laugh, and from there onwards, I was extremely, extremely lucky, and I am very fortunate that I have such a wonderful parent. Mum went into research mode. She started reading, and I told her about this number I found in the phone book that was a gay and lesbian line free call number, and she called them and that night and said, "My son's just come out to me, what do I do?" And they got her in touch with ACON, which is the AIDS Council of New South Wales, and they run a program called PFLAG, which is parents and friends of lesbians and gays. And we started going along to monthly meetings there. And Mum met parents that had, had gay kids and other gay people, and started talking about it all and relating. And soon after that, I was introduced to a group called MYP, which is Me Young and Proud. That was in Port Macquarie, which was an hour from where we were living. And we started going there. And I met my first boyfriend. And about a year later, did the whole HSC, moved out with him. We were together for like about 2 years. And I guess the rest is kind of history. I mean, now I'm living in the outer suburbs of Sydney. I'm with a partner that I've been with going on 3 years now. And if I could say to myself in that rural town, all those years ago now, if I could say to you, if you're in a rural town and feeling isolated, if I could say one thing, it would be, funnily enough, it gets better, but that you have the ability to really shine and create your own network of people. You might not need to ever come out to your family. If you know or feel that they're not going to be cool about it and you're not ready to, it's up to you. Like, my dad passed away and I didn't actually ever say the words to him that I'm gay. And it's a bit of a regret, but at the same time, it's what happened. I didn't get the chance to, and I don't know if he would have taken it good or bad, but my mum took it great, so, 1 out of 2 ain't bad. And the thing is, whether your family are cool with it or not, you still make your own network. Like, I see my mum, I talk to her on the phone quite a lot, but I see her, Easter, Christmas, certain times of the year. But other than that, I have my own network. I have my partner, I have my friends, and people around me, and they become your family. So if you are in a situation where you feel that you'll get kicked out, or, it might not be the best time to come out, I wouldn't recommend it. But know that not too much time, you're going to be away from high school, away from school, have your own life, have your own home to come home to, and you don't have to deal with like idiots at school that are basically bullying you because they feel superior by doing it. And you'll feel much better. It will get better. It gets better. And I'm living proof of that. And if you hang in there, you're going to create a wonderful life for yourself, and you'll be happy because of the wonderful people that you have in your life. So hang in there. Don't let the bullies get you down. And I look forward to watching your video on here when you turn around in, 2, 3, 4 years and you want to tell the world that it gets better and help someone else out there. So best of luck.